Viewer discretion is advised.
It's Metal Talk Monday with your host, Van Henson. Oh yeah.
Deicide is one of my favorite death metal bands. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I think they're great at being entry level for anyone who wants to get into death metal. I also say they're like Slayer but more evil. And before we start, if you are religious and against these themes, I suggest you click off now. Today I'm going to be talking about Deicide's debut self-titled album released in 1990. This album is only about 33 minutes long, but it's pummeling the whole way through. Deicide's self-titled album included Glenn Benton on the vocals and bass, Eric and Brian Hoffman on the guitars, and Steve Ashim on the drums. The album was also produced by Scott Burns, who also produced albums for such bands as Death, Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation, Obituary, and Malevolent Creation. So let's get into this album by talking about the songs now. There are 10. We start the album off with the song Lunatic of God's Creation. It starts with this sound effect that sounds like a jail cell or the gates of hell opening up. It's a great song to start with, just pulling you into the chaos immediately. Next we have track 2, Sacrificial Suicide. This song keeps the chaos coming with a very catchy chorus that belts, "Suicide Sacrifice! Destruction of Holy Life!" It's pretty catchy. Check it out. For the third song, Oblivious to Evil, this song just reminds me of Slayer on speed. The way the song sounds kinda sounds like a continuation of track 2, so they go hand in hand while keeping that action locked in and sounding somewhat similar, and I think that helps the album flow better. Track 4, Dead by Dawn, is just classic death metal at its finest. It's just got that signature death metal palm mute march that leads into the technical wheedly woos. The song is heavier in the vocals with more shrill and demonic sounding screaming. And fun fact, it was also included on the radio station Liberty City Hardcore in the Grand Theft Auto 4 The Lost and the Damned expansion. Then song 5, Blasphemous, pummels you even more right after Dead by Dawn is over. This song mentions the ancient Egyptian deity Thoth. According to Wikipedia, the Egyptian mythology credits Thoth with the creation of the 365-day calendar. Originally, according to the myth, the year was only 360 days long and Nut was sterile during these days, unable to bear children. Nut was sterile! Poor sterile Nut. Thoth is also credited as the god of the moon, wisdom, knowledge, writing, hieroglyphs, science, magic, art, and judgment. In terms of songwriting, the lyrics of this song don't make a whole lot of sense, but it's shreddy and it's heavy and enough. The next song on Deicide's album Deicide is called Deicide. So what does that word mean exactly? The definition for the word deicide is the killer of God, so yeah, that's what this song is about pretty much. There's no way I could do a video about deicide without any of this coming about, especially since the band is mainly labeled as satanic. Personally, that doesn't bother me because I feel music with elements of any kind of religion is still art and should be treated as such. For example, I love deicide, but I also love the Christian metal band Stryper and their album To Hell with the Devil. Plus, I've met Michael Sweet and he's a cool dude.
And this was set up by Van Henson, which is another awesome name.
If you can separate your own personal belief from art and see through it without believing that your own religion will be tampered with, I think you can enjoy more things. With that being said, I'm not stating that I worship Satan. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit less about him. Reflecting on art in the case, I personally feel the satanic themes are just the band's gimmick. For example, Slayer has a lot of songs about hell and Satan, and they're Catholic. At the end of the day, I still think you can enjoy things in the realm of art and still be a part of your own chosen religion. So before you freak out and judge me for enjoying this music with dark themes, maybe worry about real problems like the price of gas, inflation, or the Kardashians. Why are they still relevant? Song 7, Carnage in the Temple of the Damned. This song is fucking wild. It starts with a sound clip of Jim Jones, the very same who caused over 900 people to die from drinking cyanide mixed with Flavor Aid, commonly mistaken as being Kool-Aid. Yeah, okay, anyway. Mephistopheles, track 8. This song is about Mephisto, a demon from German folklore. Direct quote from Wikipedia, Mephistopheles is associated with the Faust legend of an ambitious scholar based on the historical Johann Georg Faust. In the legend, Faust makes a deal with the devil at the price of his soul, with Mephistopheles acting as the devil's agent. So far, this album has included Christianity, satanic, Egyptian, German, Jonestown, and various religious lore scattered throughout it. Track number 9, Day of Darkness. This song sounds like the aftermath of the Rapture. I believe it's the only song that kinda stays neutral. It's very short, but it discusses praying as the evil forces and fire from the skies are unleashed on the people below. And for the final track, song 10, is called Crucifixation. The chorus states, "To break the bonds of evil, to die upon the cross, to die on certain death from whom you place it on." See, I don't think this song is as much as praising Satan as it is Satan winning and now having to worship him. I tried to think of it from a different perspective, and by doing so, it gave the song much more depth and meaning. But to be honest, that probably wasn't supposed to be perceived that way. But then, at the very end of the song, a lock is heard, the same one that starts off song number 1. Is that the gates of hell closing? Is it Pandora's box shutting? Or is it the sound of a jail cell being closed? Who knows? For death metal's sake, this album is actually pretty tame, but it's old school. I think it has the right amount of heaviness to fill anybody in who wants to get into the genre. I also argue you could start with Death and Scream Bloody Gore, or Suffocation's Human Waste, but today was Deicide, and those other mentioned bands will come later. Let me know your thoughts on Deicide, and as for the religious talk, I promise you that doesn't happen very often on this channel, and I tried to stay as neutral as I could without bringing my own personal beliefs into the conversation. So if you're getting into death metal and you check this record out, let me know what you think. Until next Monday, metalheads, next week's band is gonna be cold.
Metal Talk Monday. Oh yeah.